Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. Now we're back. Another SNES game, another beat 'em up. So I'm happy. Now this one is my favorite version of this series console entries. So we're talking about a legendary series, a Capcom staple in so many other forms and fashions of Capcom, Final Fight 3. Now, I gotta let you know something that you probably already figured out. I am biased as far as beat 'em ups, and the best one, which is Streets of Rage 2, right? But I had a SNES as my favorite system. So I was always upset that we never had a Streets of Rage 2 level game. But I will have to admit, this game always felt close. And it's one big reason that I always thought was super cool about this one, that at least during that time, nobody else had. Now, everybody had, combos and special moves and the get off me move that takes health. But Final Fight 3 has super moves. And you might be saying, well, Darius, they're just special moves that are slightly longer and do more damage. Yeah. That's exactly right. And that's why it's so cool. So this game has super moves. So you have a meter that you build up by attacking enemies. And once you build that meter up, then you input the command, which is usually a Hadouken motion or a Shoryuken motion or a hurricane kick motion, and a move comes out, a really cool move. Okay. And yes, each character only has one, but that's enough. That's enough for me to be happy about this game. But I mean, also it's Final Fight. It plays really well. You can run. Like, this game was, again, this is the peak of SNES beat 'em up action. And that's saying a lot because there are some very, very solid, great beat 'em ups for the SNES. Like, it was no slouch. It just didn't have Streets of Rage 2. So everything about this game is, if you play Final Fight 1, you will be able to see this is it. This is, them taking it as far as they can. You're fighting some version of a Mad Gear-like gang. They're called like the Skull and Bones or Crossbones gang or something dumb. But, they're baddies. You're a good guy. You beat them up. You beat them up good, repetitively, multiple times with multiple characters. This game also features a character who has now been put in Street Fighter, which is Lucia. But then that also leaves that Dean, who is the other new kid, has not been in a Street Fighter game, and I feel like he won't be in a Street Fighter game because he's weird and random, and he's kind of got the same visuals as 7 other Street Fighter based characters. He looks like Abel, but kind of like Alex, but kind of like can't even remember the new guy, Luke. So he's like Luke, Alex, Abel jammed together. What's the other guy with the coif over his eyebrow? You know what I'm talking about, but I can't think of him right now. Anywho, he probably won't be in anything, but it was cool to see more characters being added to the Final Fight universe, because I always did think that their character designs were still on par with Streets of Rage, and they always had a little more Street Fighter like flair to them, which that was it gave them a little more swagger, right? Capcom knows how to do it. They do it really well. So I always appreciate it. And you could see some of the influences of Street Fighter bleeding into Final Fight, which everybody knows, Final Fight 89, Street Fighter 2, blah, 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 blah. So, this game is really good, and it's fun, and it could be hard, but also it doesn't have to be. If you're on point and you're synced up with a partner, you guys can wreck shop, or you'll constantly hit each other. The other cool thing is you actually don't even need an actual person to play 2 players. You can do an AI partner, and you can set them to be as smart or as aggressive as you would like. It's a pretty cool feature that I think a lot of other games should really try. Like the new games that come out with beat 'em ups, they should give some sort of AI companion option, because I feel like technology is there. But yeah, this was a game that I definitely had. This was one of those games where I remember renting it because I played Final Fight 1. One of my cousins had it, and the first thing I remember is the SNES version is only 1 player, so I thought it was stupid and did not want to play it ever, never ever. And then Final Fight 2 came out as 2 players. I played it. It was solid, but it wasn't Streets of Rage 2. And then I rented this one. And then Blockbuster used to do the thing where they would put games on sale. And they put Final Fight on sale, and I ended up buying this, and it was in my collection until I made a terrible decision, or the game ended up being lost in storage, which was a phrase my mom used to let me know that it was gone. So I don't know what happened to it, but I remember playing through this game several times and always enjoying it. It's good, it's simple, it's fun, and it's not as hard as like the first, because that's the other thing about the first one. The first one is unnecessarily hard. Like, it's single players and it's on a console, but the game's acting like you have quarters, and it's really cheap, and I just never liked it. So I definitely like these much more. Now, if you've played this one in particular, who had the favorite, the best super? I'm partial to say Guy just because I'm a big Ninja guy, but I do recognize that having a version of the Final Atomic Buster is fantastic. But Dean didn't get a lot of love in my household, so if you say Dean, I'm not gonna really pay attention to you, but still like to hear from you. But anyway, appreciate you watching the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.